Welcome to a new vlog. I'm headed out to Orange Theory. It's going to be a really fun video where I share with you how to get inspired offline, and it's going to include going to a thrift store. But first, I need to go exercise for my mental health. Here's what I'm wearing: Lululemon leggings and a sports bra, and then my little fleece is from Amazon. It's a Free People dupe. It's from last year. It was much cheaper last year. Now I think it's like $40, but I really love it, and I just washed on cold, and I washed it so many times and I love it. So I'll link it down below, as well as anything else that I mentioned. Let's head out to workout.
Lovebug got her hair cut and she's looking so cute. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Her hair is looking so cute.
Coffee that I have been using, it's so good. It's from Fred Meyer. About to hop onto a Zoom with one of my branding students. I have an online course called Lights Camera Brand, and it's all about how to rebrand your creative small business. And I also offer like the coaching option as well. So she was in my previous coaching round. It's nice because you could even have that like broken up where then he makes the full graphic, but then you could almost have him like piece it apart, where then you have like one bundle of the flowers. You could have it go
on the website, right?
Yeah. You could also make it like vertical, horizontal, or like even making it that kind of span one of the pages or like a section or something like that. You know what? If you want me to put you in the January like cohort, I don't know what to call it. Like ChatGPT said to call it cohort, but like the January calls, they're still on Tuesday and Thursday. But if there's some that you want to drop into, I can just add you onto that email list that sends out like the info and then the you know what I mean? Just so at least then you can come onto some of them, and then, you know what I mean? Maybe that would be helpful. Haul is done. It went super well, and I just uploaded one of the very last behind the scenes videos I will do in a really long time. Going forward, I'm planning on doing vlog style behind the scenes photo shoot videos.
Employed and you want health insurance, listen up, right?
Okay, so here's my official welcome to a new vlog. In this vlog, I'm going to be focusing on sharing with you how to find inspiration as a creative, specifically as a photographer. I actually have a photo shoot coming up on Saturday. It'll be in a different video that I have no idea for the concept. We originally were going to do this really cool concept with a hair and makeup artist with these hydrangeas stacked up in the hair, but unfortunately my friend Olivia, who's doing the hair, has COVID, so we're not doing that. But me and my friend Jade, we still want to shoot, so I'm hoping that this can help me find inspo for Saturday's photo shoot. So I am going to be sharing with you guys in a little bit how to best find inspiration by going to thrift stores or antique stores. In my case, I'll be taking you to an amazing antique store that I try to go out to once a quarter, and I'm going to teach you an exercise on finding inspiration or how to find your artistic voice. Today, unfortunately, because the day's gotten away from me and I've had a couple of meetings come up, and one of which I'm going to bring you along for. Here's my little girl, Lovebug. She's my rescue dog from Ginger's Pet Rescue, and she has been with me for almost 1 year. 1 year at the end of the month, and she just went in for her 1 year checkup, which is so cute. So as we're approaching the end of the year, I've been thinking about concepts that I want to talk about for my Build and Bloom photography podcast and for YouTube videos, of course, and what I want to do moving forward. And something I'm going to need to talk about is pricing your photography services. And this year, going into the new year, it's a bit different. Of course, it's a natural progression to raise your prices at the end of the year, and it's just kind of tradition at this point. But you know, being a creative small business owner, your prices have to raise up, but this year they're especially going to need to raise up because of the tariffs if you're in the United States. So the tariffs are going to affect the pricing, in my opinion, in every other country as well. So I've been evaluating today what do I want those prices to look like? And I can kind of break it down for you guys, maybe in a podcast episode, but now with the cost of goods about to go up, especially for electronics, I'm kind of like, okay, how am I gonna do this? So I have some information for those who aren't sure about how tariffs worked, and these have been fact checked. A tariff is a tax on imported goods. And when a tariff is imposed, the importing company usually passes that cost on to consumers by raising the prices. So while it might seem like another country is paying the tariffs, in reality, it is passed off to us, the consumer, in the end. And we're the ones who are ending up paying a higher price for the goods. Trump frequently uses tariffs as leverage in negotiations and presents them as a way to pressure other countries into meeting US demands. His recent comments are examples of this approach. Mexico and Canada tariffs. Trump said he would sign all the necessary documents to charge Canada and Mexico 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States until those countries clamp down on drugs and migrants coming into the United States. And China's tariffs are that Trump announces plans for an additional 10% tariff on Chinese imports unless China implements a death penalty for drug dealers connected to the fentanyl trade. That's the reality of tariffs. I'm just sharing it with you. So let's talk about who really pays for the tariffs, because this language can be really confusing. Trump has framed tariffs as a cost imposed on foreign countries, but in reality, the process actually looks like this. If the US imposes tariffs on imported goods, countries importing those goods from countries like Mexico, Canada, or China pay the tariff. These companies then raise prices on their products to offset the extra cost. As a result of this, US consumers bear the burden when they purchase these goods at higher prices. If Trump's threats become a reality, goods like cameras and electronics and everyday items could become more expensive. Trump also ties tariffs to specific demands. So for example, Mexico and Canada could avoid a 25% tariff by addressing the US concerns over drugs and migration. China could avoid tariffs by implementing the death penalty for certain drug dealers. In these cases, if the targeted country does agree to Trump's demands, tariffs may be avoided, but they're not paying the tariff. Instead, the country is consenting to avoid it. What does this look like for consumers? If tariffs are imposed, then American consumers will see the cost of imported goods rise. It's just confusing because Trump's messaging makes it sound like foreign countries are paying, but ultimately the burden falls on consumers in the form of higher prices. What you can do, and this is what I have been thinking about, is if you are planning to buy expensive items like camera equipment or electronics, furniture, handbags, it might be wise to purchase them now, because if tariffs come into effect, these items can become significantly more expensive. Consider what major purchases you were thinking about making for 2025 and if you can swing it now. So for example, something that is very common to purchase at the top of a new year or at the end of a year, depending on like your tax situation, is a new computer. Only thing I'm thinking about for this year that I kind of need to decide is if I'm going to get a new lens, the 24 to 70 2.8. Anyway, I am going into my therapy appointment. I have 10 minutes until therapy, and I'm so bummed. I thought I was going to go to the antique store today, but I think it's going to have to be tomorrow or even on Friday. It's the next day, and we're going to go to the antique store. But before that, I have a podcast interview with Christina's Captures, who's an amazing photographer in Utah. Christina Malore is her name, and I'm so excited. And then I also have a discovery call with a potential client.
She's a very tired girl.
I thought I was being so clever by recording the intro to the podcast on my vlog camera, and I accidentally deleted that footage. So I'm so bummed about that, but the podcast episode went amazing with Christina. So I have one more meeting, all ready to head out to the antique stores. I'm at an antique mall, and this is the best place to get inspiration for everything from home decor to outfit ideas, but more specifically for photography and like photo shoots, and the reason why it's the best to get inspiration is because there's so much stuff, and in an antique mall there's different vendors in each section and they're all very different. So what you want to do is you want to take photos of everything that catches your eye. You don't even need to evaluate in the moment why you like something. Take photos of everything. Then when you get home, you're gonna go through your camera roll and see what common threads you were drawn to, because most likely there's going to be a few common themes. So for example, maybe you like the color blue of something and you notice there's a lot of blue in your camera roll. Maybe it's a certain floral, maybe it's textures. And at the antique stores, it's the best place. And also make sure that you buy some of it so you can have the physical, tangible inspiration for some things that you're really drawn to. You'll see how you'll get inspiration from those themes to use then in your photo shoots. Maybe also though in like the graphic design for your branding, and you might be able to help find your artistic voice by going and doing this exercise as well. Let's look around. I'm going to point out things that I am drawn to and examples. How cute are these? Oh my word. So cute. Look at the base too. I love everything iridescent. I love the shape.
Hi, love book.
Here's a great example of finding inspiration is looking at the old vintage packaging. So whether it's like the font that you love or the color combination, or maybe even the stripes and like the width of the stripes. I even love this border that kind of end, like the corners are cut off. Here's another one. Maybe it's the font here, or the way that the zeros are these big O's, or maybe you like that this is like narrow. Here's an example of a great thing you can get inspiration from is this little canister, but look at the blue color. Maybe it's the blue that you like, or this kind of Art Nouveau style border, or maybe it's the font. So cool. Or maybe it's even the flowers, or maybe even the type of flowers. It has like the cherry blossom flowers, or maybe that's even a peony actually. It's so good for inspiration and super cool. Oh, here's a color. This is a really cool, I forget what this is called. I want to say Wedgwood, but I don't think it is when it's blue. Maybe it is. Oh, it is. I just so love the color combination. And these are great also just to have in your photography kit for like detail shots for weddings and stuff. Super pretty. Oh, you know, this is another Art Nouveau style font. And remember how I just was showing the Art Nouveau border on the little tin? Well, maybe this is a common theme I might find later that I am drawn towards. Here's more of the Wedgwood stuff. Look at this figurine. The glass, the color blue, and how it almost looks like it's radioactive is so cool. So just take photos seriously of anything that catches your eye and then later evaluate. Oh, here's even more. Look at this cornflower blue. This is actually periwinkle. Maybe it's the scalloping on the plate that you like, and you maybe want to use scalloping on like a border or something like that. Oh, maybe like for example with this like metallic, let's see, maybe you're really drawn to this like illustration style. I actually love this pin. I've been collecting them. It'd be cool for a photo shoot too. Here's an example of getting inspiration from packaging. So maybe you like the way this is vertical. Maybe you like the font. Maybe you like the color combination, or the fact that this has a border. Or maybe even it's the color of the lids. Or maybe you like the lid color with the black. Or maybe even you like kind of the white glass, but this is really cool. Oh, look at the back too. And just take photos of everything and then later evaluate what you're drawn to. for those curious about the price of it.
That's so cute, Love Bug. She loves it. You look so cute.
Let's see over here what draws my eye. I would say I love this blue. I guess I'm just really drawn to blue right now. I love the blue. Or for example, look at this teacup. I would take a photo of this and maybe it's the blue that I'm drawn to. Maybe it's the gold accents. Maybe it's the floral design itself. Maybe it's not even the floral design, but the scale of it. I love this face. It looks like a candy cane, but I really like it. It's a good price too.
Lovely.
Look at that patinaed butterfly pin right there. How much is that? I know I love it because it's a butterfly, but also the patinaed brass.
Love Bug.
I have something like this, but this is such a cool prop for photo shoots or decor. Look at that.
Good girl. And then we're gonna wrap you up nice and cozy. Very nice. Oh, love you. You look so cozy now. Are you so cozy, baby?
Done with our first stop, and that is called Black Diamond Antiques. It's an hour from Seattle, and now we're gonna drive to another town called Enumclaw that also has an antique mall. So I like to do these routine visits like once a quarter to either this area or Sumner. I love Sumner, and that was in my previous vlog where we went to one of their antique malls. I'm a bit shy, but I really want to record this, and I am like, I can't believe I set the camera up and was talking to it. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm shy. But everybody who works at antique malls are so nice, and they're typically, you know, grandma and grandpas, so I don't know why I was being shy. But I got the star brooch for a addition to a jacket that I have, but also I was thinking it'd be so cute for photo shoot stuff because I love adding brooches on, well, have I even done this yet? I love adding them on dresses, but I want to add them on straps of dresses. Like, I think it would be so cute. So I got that one, and actually I think it will be perfect for my photo shoot on Saturday, which is going to be like silvery themed at the moment. So anyway, I showed you guys kind of a bit of my process, and I definitely am drawn to the cornflower blue and blue. So that gives me an indication that maybe I do a blue monochrome look for a photo shoot, right? Share. Her autobiography is seriously so good. You can see the mountains in the background here, and they have snow on them. So cute. I would say the best place to start looking for inspiration in terms of like objects or like an area of an antique store to go to would be any of the flatware. So the dishes, like the china sets, because you're gonna get color combinations and patterns and stuff, and that's like a great place to start for inspiration. If you're like, I'm very overwhelmed going into an antique store, first look at the flatware. There's always these kind of things at antique stores, and even if it's not your personal taste, you have to have an open mind, because right now we're not decorating a home. Here's actually a good example. This blue and orangey kind of color combination with the green, maybe you might like these colors, but not necessarily like you wouldn't have it actually in your house or whatever. It's all about having an open mind. And of course, another great way to get inspiration is from vintage books too. I love the red, so cute. What do you think, Love Bug? I also love the font and how it's kind of like, it's not completely centered. It's kind of interesting too. Look at the back. These are some of my favorite things to thrift, are vintage crystals, and like these all were on a chandelier. And look at how this one, look at the brass little detail. How pretty is that? These are also just cool to have like hanging from something in your house. Good girl, sweetie. Look at this vintage prom dress. It's so cute. 1950s. I haven't seen one with this like pink thread here at the top. It's so cute for a cute effect. So cute. This title font is really pretty, and so is this like subheading font. Also, I love the monochromatic green. It's cute. Tons of silver. So maybe if you're deciding for like your branding, what kind of, if you want to do a metallic, or maybe for your house or whatever, if, like you just saw with all of the silver in that silver room, you might find you're actually drawn to silver or maybe copper instead of say brass, but you wouldn't know that unless you kind of came into this kind of exercise. Maybe you find that you are drawn to the gold more, but at least through like this exercise you would know for sure, versus just thinking that you're drawn to it because it's like a trend. Oh, this is so cute. Look at this daffodil. Okay, I love the colors. I love the stems, how they're this solid colored glass. The black background with the colorful floral on top. Maybe that's an interesting idea for someone's branding or like something with a website. It's different. Okay, this is actually an amazing example again of like the black backdrop with the floral. Look at this green inside too. It's so pretty. This little guy, maybe it's like the color combination that I really like. One of my rooms is painted this color blue. Here's another great example of like finding themes that you love. Like for me, I love hearts. They're in my branding and they're also in my home. Look at these little cute brass heart candle holders. Lovebug did so good. Everybody always asks if she's a puppy. It's so cute. So I feel like I was still kind of shy, but I pushed myself. And the lady who owns, I think she owns the place, she's so sweet. Again, like at antique malls, I don't know why I'm so shy. Everyone is so nice. So I'm feeling inspired and refreshed, and it's now 3:30. I am gonna drive home, make the journey back, and then I think I'm going to be spending the rest of the evening editing stuff, whether it's photos or video. I don't really know, but I don't know if I mentioned this. I booked the client. I did a discovery call with a real estate client and a real estate agent, and she booked a personal branding session with me, so I'm so excited. That's not going to be until May, but today was a really good day, and I'm glad that I went out and did this exercise for the video, because seriously, I feel like I've just been at home working straight the past couple of days, with the exception of going to Orange Theory, and it's so important to get out and socialize. End off the vlog here. I hope that you guys can go out, visit an antique store, even if it's not necessarily to your taste personally, but to go and find inspiration, common thread for a photo shoot, for branding, graphics, whatever it might be. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.